real running conversations.
I said I'm running for the city. I got the new word in my view. I got the new word in my view. Oh, my journey I pursue. Oh, I'm running for the city. I got the new word in my view.
They ain't got no muscle, no hustle, no backbone. I stand alone.
Tell us what you what do you have going on right now? Like what's new with you, or what are you training for? What do you do you have anything on the horizon, like running wise? Like what, you know what I mean? Like what's going on?
Yeah. Well, right now where coaching season starts for me next week. So,
Yes. So tell everybody what you do. I think that's really cool. Like what do you do?
I am a cross country and track coach for the Jinx middle school junior high program. So I coach 7th and 8th graders. And our summer pride and summer practices start next week. So as far as my personal running journey goes right now, it's more of like a base building season. And then I try to schedule and structure all of my personal races like outside of that season. So like late fall and early spring are when I do a lot of actual races. So I probably won't really race again until November. I'm looking at a couple of different half marathons for that. But yeah, it's going to be like full blown coaching mode, just working with my student athletes and just helping them get to where they want to be, and hopefully some more conference championships. My boys won the last 2 years, and then girls won 2 years ago. This past year they were runners up. So it's just a lot of fun to be a part of that program.
Yeah, that's awesome. So what do you, how long have you been doing that?
I'm going into my 4th year.
Okay.
I was doing private coaching before that, but I don't know. I think I like this better.
You like this better? Why do you like this better?
For me, it's about like the community. The parents of our runners are amazing. It's just a fun community, but like also it's that team aspect. So, I mean, we know we're runners. Running is such an individual sport, but like cross country and track just bring it together as a team. So like, yeah, you're running for yourself. You're striving for your own PRs. You're training, you're running your own race, but you're also doing it together with other people. And it's just, I mean, like, this is going to sound so lame. It's so like, oh, you're such a teacher, but I really am. But it's just like, I don't know. It's just really magical to like see the kids come together in the way that they encourage others. But then like they have a bad race and they're there to lift each other up and like, well, hey, why don't you try this next time? Or what can we do different? Or what can we do different at practice? And they just embrace that and they challenge each other and they just accept the challenge. But it's like fun competition too, because I've got a couple boys this last season that just went back and forth which one of them was going to win first, and it's fun. It's just fun.
Right. What ages are they? What ages are your?
I have 7th and 8th graders, so most of them range from 12 to 14.
From 12 to 14. Okay. So sorry, this is kind of just an additional question here, but what do you find that, like, where is that zeal at for running at that age? Like, is it pretty like evident, or is it just, you know what I mean? Is it just like a like because it's there kind of thing they do it, or you know, like parents kind of like push them into it sort of thing, or is there that genuine like zeal for it? Like
it is a really, really good mixture of both at this age. Some of them join the track team because their parents say, I was a dominant 4x4 runner when I was in middle school and high school, and I ran in college or whatever, and so they really want their kids to try it out and they push them. And honestly, we lose some of those kids. Some of those kids do it because their parents did, and then they find out that they also love it. A lot of kids, especially at this age, will do it because it's kind of a like in between some of their other sports, like maybe they're football players or they're basketball players, and they're just wanting to do something between sports A lot of times, though, I see it from the jump from seventh grade to eighth grade, though, they don't run cross country. Then they try out track, they fall in love with it, and then that's where a lot of my roster kids come from the following year when they get into eighth grade is, man, I really liked track so much more than I thought I would. I want to try out cross country. And so the program just continues to grow and grow. So I think it's like a genuine mix of both. And some of them, they'll come out there and they're like, gosh, I hate running, but I like hitting a PR, or I hate running, but it's just fun to be with my friends. And so I have kids that'll join the team. They'll come to practice every day. They'll run with friends, but they never go to a meet because the competition aspect's not there for them. But they do enjoy going for a jog with their friends. And they are middle schoolers. So to be totally honest, I do bribe them sometimes too. And there's a Walgreens. It's a little over a mile away. So at certain points during the season, I'll let them bring money and say, okay, you guys go to Walgreens. I'm going to set a timer. You have this long to shop. They throw the bags of stuff that they buy in my trunk, and then they run back to the school, and then I just meet them back there, and they get to have sodas and candy or, whatever other dumb stuff they choose to buy at Walgreens. So it's just like a blend of socialization, competition, parent pressure, and their own desire.
Right. Well, and you said like they like to, some of them like to hit PRs, some of them like
Yes.
the like social aspect, which is, I mean,
Yes.
for adults, I mean, that's kind of two of the things too, I mean, that's not everything, but so that's a good, I feel like that's a good, start to their journey, to their running journey.
Yeah. And they decide in middle school, either I love this and I want to stick with this, or I hate it and they do other things when they get to high school. So that's kind of the beauty. My program's kind of that bridge to helping them figure that out. It's very much a learning curve for them.
Right. That's awesome. I love that. So, what kind of, like, what inspires you or motivates you, like on your particular, on your own journey, your own running journey, to kind of keep going, keep fighting, keep getting out there, keep running, like every day?
For me, it started out as my daughter. She played soccer from the time she was 3 all the way up until her sophomore year in high school, and now she still kind of plays a little bit for fun. But I don't know how many people, or if you've like looked at some of my older posts, but I was significantly overweight. And so it got to a point where I couldn't even kick the soccer ball in the backyard with her without getting out of breath. Like, we couldn't go for a walk around the block without me feeling like I was dying. And so that was kind of the like initial motivation, was I want to lose weight. I want to be here. Like, she needs her mom. So I want to be healthy and I want to be alive for her and I want to be able to live life with her. And so that was like my initial motivation. And then the more that I kind of ran and got into it, just the more obsessed I've gotten. And now for me, it's just such a positive benefit to my mental health, especially, I mean, in my career. Sometimes you just need an outlet. You just need to be able to go pound it out on the pavement when you have a rough day, or, whatever. And so it's just such an outlet for me that there's never a time that I don't want to go running. Even today, like, if the rain doesn't let up, I'm going to run on the treadmill because I still just want to get it running, because it's just so beneficial to me. And I do feel better when I do it,
Right. Exactly. That's awesome. I love that. So, what would you say that what do you enjoy about your journey? Like, what do you enjoy most about it?
I learned how strong I truly am, not only physically, but mentally, because of running. Because there were so many days that I was like, I can't do this. I can't take another step. I'm never going to be able to do that, but I've done it. And when I very, very first started running, I was like, you know what, 30 minutes max, that's good. It's good for my heart health. It's good for my mental health. That's enough. And then one day I accidentally ran a 5K and I was like, you know what, I'm going to run a race. And then there was one day that I was out running and I was like, I could do it 10K. And so I did it. And then, I kid you not, this sounds crazy, but I accidentally ran 10 miles one day. I was just out running. I felt good. I just kept going. And when I got done, I was like, oh my gosh, I just ran 10 miles. I can run a half marathon.
Were you not keeping track?
Well,
What-
okay,
what
I
happened?
was, but
That's interesting.
not like, I had a Fitbit at the time, so it wasn't like super, super accurate.
Oh,
And when I first started my running journey, there was a park near where we used to live that was just a 1 mile loop. And so I just kept running. And I was like, you know what? I feel good enough.
You were just
I
in
can
the
do it.
zone, kind of, right? You
Yeah,
were just
and I
in the
was
flow.
like, and if I run, if I keep going and then I feel like I'm gonna die, like I'm not, it's only a 1 mile loop. So like if I only ran half a mile, I would be half a mile from the cart kind of a thing. So I was like, you know what, I feel good. I'm just gonna do one more lap. You know what, I still feel good. I'm just gonna do one more lap. And I got to 10, so I was like, I'm gonna do a half marathon. And I just did it. And when I did that, I was like, that's good enough. I never want to do more than that. I don't want to run. And then I've only done one, but I did actually a couple years ago run my first full marathon. And there were days that I was like, shoot, what did I sign myself up for? But I've already signed up for the race, so I have no choice. I have to do it.
Right.
And I
Well,
actually
you could
did
not
it.
show up. You could not show up, but yes, you
I'm
gotta
that
have to do it.
true. I also bragged to myself with a tattoo.
Oh,
So I was like you already paid for the race, so like you have to go, but when you cross the finish line, then you can get a running tattoo. So like I had that in the back
There
of my
you go.
mind too. And somebody was like, if
That's
you
good
want to get a
motivation.
tattoo, you could just go get a tattoo. And I was like, yeah, I know, but like a running tattoo is not going to mean as much if I make this deal with myself. And then I cowered out.
Right.
So it was just like such a silly little thing, but I mean, it worked. And now I don't know if I'll ever do another marathon. I don't know if that's a goal that I have or not, but I know that I could if I wanted to.
Right, exactly. Well, and isn't that part? Hold on just a second. Sorry. Diane can run. Thank you so much for joining. If you have a question or a comment, feel free. Like, this is open. We're just sitting here having a conversation. But isn't that kind of the thing? Like, you go out and you do what you said. You just kind of accidentally like fell into it. Did 10 miles? Isn't that kind of the thing? It's just a progression type of thing,
Oh,
right? It's just like, oh,
yeah.
well, I did this, now I can do this, or I did this, now I can do this. And that is where the great cycle, well, some might say on some days it's not so great. It doesn't feel so great to the body, but that's where the great cycle, kind of begins. That's
Yeah.
where the progression kind of begins. You, in your mind, you're like, oh, I did this, so now I can do this
Yeah.
sort of thing. Right? Yeah. I love that. So here's the opposite question now. Okay. So this is real running conversation. So, I mean, there is, there's this side, especially on social media, that we portray that, oh, this is great. I did this run today and it was great. It was awesome. Like, you see me smiling, you see my greatest like hits, more or less. But
Yeah.
then there's that other side that's like, well, you don't see, quite the anguish in my face from the pain that I'm having in my ankle right now, or you don't see the darkest times. So what do you dislike most about your journey?
I am very competitive by nature. I'm the oldest. I have two younger brothers, and we just always wanted to beat each other. So, like, for me, the thing that I'm struggling with most recently that I'm really having to try to work on putting to the side is that running doesn't always have to be a competition. You don't always have to set another PR. It doesn't always have to be a fight to the
Say that.
death. Like,
Say that again.
sometimes
Say that again for the people in the back.
running
People in the front.
does not always have to be a fight to the death.
Yes.
I mean, sometimes you can just sit back and enjoy the journey. And that's really what I'm trying to work on embracing, especially right now since I'm more in like a base building phase right now. But just, I want to be in love with running again like I was in the beginning, and not feeling like, well, I did this 5K, but I missed my PR by 30 seconds. Or, I did this race, but I got fourth in my age group, so I didn't get a medal. Rather than like, I got up and I did it. I got out and ran today. I did a race. I was out with others, and just like, it doesn't constantly have to be you pushing yourself down into the ground and going out and doing all workouts. And yes, that's a fun part of running too, because like I said, I'm super competitive, and so I want to win, but I also want to enjoy running, and I also I want to take running into my old age. I don't want to be one of those old ladies that says, well, I used to run back in the day. I want to be able to get out there and say, yeah, I'm 70 and I still go out there and run. I might be slower than molasses, but at least I do it.
Because, and you've seen this too, there's so many
Yeah.
older people that quite honestly, I've had older people repeat people that I've seen, and they run faster than me,
Yes.
and but they've had a progression of kind of not overdoing it, I think. So to where they're able to still do it at their age.
Yes, for sure. And I think that's probably the most important thing to me is just, I want the longevity. I want to be able to run forever. I mean, it just means so much to me that I never want to have to let it go. So right now I'm having to pull back and embrace the slower paces and be okay with that. But it also helps lead to some great conversations with my own athletes and with my runners too, of, you're not going to PR at every single meet throughout the entire season. And that's okay. Every workout is not going to feel good. It's not going to be great and wonderful. So it's also about finding that balance of listening to your body. Is this a mental thing? Or is this a potential injury that's trying to pop up that I need to, right. That's the hardest part for me. I have to know for myself when to push and when to pull back and teach that to them too.
Well, right. And that's the case in every sport.
For sure.
I don't know if you're watching the Thunder right now. Go Thunder. Go OKC. Me and my wife and all my whole family, we're big OKC people. Last night, they had a bad game. It was looking really bad until that last quarter. So it's with any sport, you're not going to have a good showing every single time.
Exactly.
Out there, it just doesn't happen that way. Right.
Yeah, for sure.
Thank you so much, you guys, for tuning in and joining in. I see a couple other people have joined in. Thank you, guys. So, next question, okay?
Okay.
Well, and you kind of already answered this, so maybe you have something else to add. What has inspired you or motivated you on your journey?
Well, besides my daughter, obviously, some of my favorite stories to tell are again, cliche teacher here, but my students, they're, for me on those really hot days, and Oklahoma heat, I love it but hate it.
Yeah.
It's so hard to get out there in the heat sometimes, but on those super, super hot days, then I remind myself hey, you're making your athletes get out there and they're running in this and they're doing it faster than you, so you can do it. Or one of my favorite stories, we were doing the Pacer probably 2 or 3 years ago. I used to teach elementary PE. And so one of my boys was a 3rd grader at the time, and he kept pushing himself, but he was hitting all the times, and he was doing what he needed to do, but he started to get red in the face. He's dripping in sweat. And I was like, hey, you can quit anytime you want. You're the only one still running. You've already beat everybody else. You've done a great job. He was like, no, we don't quit. We're not allowed to quit. We just keep going. And he just kept pushing himself and ended up getting 88 or 89 laps or something, which for a 3rd grader is a lot.
That is a lot.
And so I just replayed that. There was one day that I wanted to quit, and it was an easy peasy little 3-mile run, but it was hot outside. And we're talking mid-July heat, and that comment just popped in my head, and I was like, dude, he ran 10 more laps after that, so I can run another half mile or whatever it was at the time. So, I mean, I don't think that they realize it, but my students definitely are an inspiration for me outside of my family.
Awesome.
I just want to be my biggest motivation is I want my story to motivate other people's stories. Whether that's students, whether that's adults, whatever it is, say somebody comes across my Facebook, or not Facebook, but like Instagram or whatever, and they're like, dang, she was 250 pounds and look at her now. Like, I can do that too. Or if it is a student, like, shoot, my coach is old and she's out there running all these miles, so I should be able to go out there and build up my endurance and run too. So I think that's probably my biggest motivation.
Right. Can you, and this is, can you speak a little bit more on that? So say there's somebody out there that's going to see this that, you know, was in your same situation. Like, what would you tell them as far as like getting out there and doing a little bit more every day, or not getting so down in your mind that you can do it and, you know, lose the weight, or, you know, whatever that may be? Like, what would you say to them to kind of inspire them?
Well, my number one thing is, if I can do it, because I didn't think I could, if I can do it, I truly, genuinely believe anybody can do it, because I'm not anything special. I'm not anyone special. I just had to fight for it. And so I think that's like my number one thing. But really, just, you have to start with the mindset, because if you don't believe, like, I can believe for you all day long. But if you don't believe it, then you're right. You're not going to accomplish it. And so it's about finding that belief from inside, that whatever it takes from inside you. And that's one of my favorite things, is to help people develop that. Like, I'm all about helping people find that within themselves too. But just, if I can do it, you can do it. So you just have to find out what's going to help you believe that and go do it.
Awesome. Any specific things that you did, like exercise wise or food wise, that you would want to share? And it's okay if not, that's fine.
Well, obviously running.
Right.
But I will say, I'm sorry, the train's coming in.
It's okay.
I started running because that was like the hardest, easiest thing to do, if that makes sense. But I had a really good friend at the time that was like, hey, you need to strength train too. And I was like, that's boring. I'm not doing that. But I knew that it was important, so I just forced myself to do it every other day, and now I'm equally addicted to that. Like, even on the days that I don't run, I'm still hitting the gym and lifting weights. Sometimes, especially now since it's summer break, I'll run and strength train in the same day. So it's just about like adding on and building those small habits. So I started with running, then I slowly added in strength training, and then I kind of started focusing on my diet, and I just kind of slowly added more vegetables, and then I slowly started taking out the other things that I shouldn't have been eating. And then I started looking for ways that I could make substitutions, because, I mean, obviously pizza's great, and like burgers and fries are great, and all of these things, you know, I mean, especially in this area, like, there's a lot of really good food, and we have so many restaurant and food options around. So it was just about finding little ways, like, instead of having sour cream, using Greek yogurt, and instead of having French fries, maybe having cauliflower fries, or like carrot fries or something, you know, just like little ways of shifts and adjustments slowly over time, so that it just became habit. And now those are more the things that I crave than the junk food per se. And another thing I recently started doing too, because I love granola bars, I just started making my own at home. So now it's a lot more natural, but it still gives me that like crunch, and that, I don't know, like, you feel like you're eating junk food, but you're not, because you know what's in it.
Awesome. You'll have to share that recipe sometime.
Yeah, it's super easy.